Good morning. Okay, so just check. I've got my laptop set up on the side. Oh, actually, I think yeah, I'm just gonna set this all up. Set it all up. Make sure everything's all good. Okay, we got the live chat here. Got that here now. Good. Okay, so today I decided I wanted to, read some comments and stuff, I suppose, on my videos. I've gotten a fair amount of comments and all that sort of stuff. So we'll go from like the first video that gets comments all the way up, I suppose. Now, I know a lot of you, if you're watching this, are recent subscribers and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, you probably don't really know too much about me as a person, but if you've noticed, like if you put a comment on my videos and stuff like that, you'll notice that most of the time I don't respond, like I don't read them. And the reason that is because I've got a lot of like anxiety around that sort of stuff. Well, not a lot, but I've just kind of got overwhelmed when I started getting lots of comments on my Valheim video, and I've barely been reading them ever since, because a lot of them, as you'll see, they weren't like super negative or whatnot. They were just kind of like smart asses, I suppose. There were some really good comments as well, so I thought today I might as well rip that band-aid off and yeah, do some comments and stuff, I suppose. Read some comments. Yes, if you couldn't tell, I'm nervous as fuck right now. But yeah, I think most comments are pretty positive, so I'll just have a quick drink before I get into this. And no, I don't drink alcohol. This is just water. Now, for this stream, I've actually got my laptop set up beside me so I can actually read the live chat. This time. Anyway, might as well get started on this. Alpaca Wacka Wacka's bloody hell, Mike. Informative and funny as hell. Great job. Oh, that's actually really nice. How do I reply? God damn it. There. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the positive. I really appreciate it. Should I say? I don't know. I think that's all I'll really say. I do appreciate it. I really do. Oh, actually, I think I'll do the heart react. All that sort of stuff. So, first comment, that was pretty positive, wasn't it? Now, I did have a comment on this one, but it was from a guy I had a falling out with. And he was like, being a little bit of a smart ass. So I was like, nah, I don't want him commenting on my videos. I'll just block him. Anyway, suppose it's time we start actually reading comments. And now we're going to go on to the most viewed video. The most viewed one, 602 comments, which is insane. I'm starting to get nervous as fuck right now. Anyway, let's do this. I love magpies as well as plovers, but plovers seem to be far more realistic about threats to their nest and give you plenty of warning if they're feeling threatened or decide to defend themselves. Whereas the magpies don't chance anything and go into defend mode, even if you look in the wrong way. Cool vid. Oh, yeah, nice. Thanks a lot. Let's think. I will say about magpies though. Funnily enough, if they get to know you, they're actually quite nice and really quite friendly. Magpies even they even like come up close to you and feast and all that. Another thing I will say. Last year, I had a magpie chick that fell out of the nest that was on the ground. I got close to it, and at first, I practically sat next to it and gave it like a little bit of a feed. At first, I was like, at first I was a little bit scared, but they didn't attack me at all at first. Then they did start swooping a little bit on the second day. I went around and had a look, and so I was like, sure, I'll just leave you alone. And then they didn't bother swooping me. Once, there you go. No, I had one nesting last year. Magpies remember the good you do for them. Plovers are just embodiments of evil. Plovers are growing crazy right now. Yeah, that's true. I had one nesting last year that let me get to its chicks a little. Yeah, so that's Jess S. Plovers are going crazy right now. Well, our plovers are alright, surprisingly. I think it kind of depends on life experiences. I can't listen to the constant mispronunciation of the word plover. Well, how am I supposed to pronounce it? Plover? I'll just ask. How is it supposed to be pronounced? It's out of curiosity. Let's see. How to pronounce plover. Plover or plover. How to pronounce plover. Let's see. See, the thing is, I'm an Aussie, so I don't, so I have weird ways of pronouncing stuff.
Plover.
See, I got it right, goddammit. That's how you pronounce it.
Plover.
Plover.
Plover. See, I pronounced it right. That was very insightful and entertaining. Thank you. Oh, that's so nice. Appreciate the positive words. Now, I would say check out my magpie video, but if you're not into Scott Pendlebury jump scares, I wouldn't suggest it. Appreciate the positive words. My magpie video. Plenty of collywobble references. Give it a love heart. I appreciate the interaction. I'm not really that good at it though. Pests. Well, technically they're native to Australia, so they're not pests or anything. They can be annoying if you get to them, like if you get on their wrong side, but I'm not gonna get angry at them for that. I don't know if I should like or dislike. I think I'll just leave that one. They're called masked lapwings, not plovers. Well, I did say that in my video. But I did call them plovers just because, that's what most people call them. Plovers are everywhere in the most southern state of Australia, which you've forgotten. Yes, I saw that. I know. I made a mistake. So I'm going to reply to you in the same way that I replied to the first guy that pointed that out. Tasmania doesn't exist. No, I'm not that big of a... Yeah, Tassie. Oh yeah, I gotta have my wristband on, my one punch can kill wristband. Though you can't see me because I'm a shy person in real life. I'm a very shy person. If I forgot about Tassie, sorry about that. Absolutely charming birds. So much enjoyment in having them around. Definitely not dangerous. Well, defiantly not dangerous. So much enjoyment in having them around. Defiantly not dangerous. Yeah, yeah, they're surprisingly nice to have around. I feel like I'm being like SS Sniper Wolf, you know? Just reading the captions. What is it? What is it, Tasmania? It's a little island. It's a little island down south. I'll just get my Google Earth open. Though, to be fair, if you want to get all political, I'd say it's like the very, very moderate, and certainly not like totally different countries' version of China versus Taiwan right now. No war, no, like none of the political shit, but just like every state in Australia at the moment, the mainland is Labor, but Tassie's like Liberals. Yeah, I appreciate the joke. I think it's pretty funny. But yeah, this is Tassie. I'm in Bris Vegas. Nice. I was born there. I'm not a big fan of the place, but if you like it, then that's like all good. I still remember when Obama made that comment that in the G20 or whatever when that happened. Surprisingly nice to have around. I breathed a huge sigh of relief. But yeah, shout out to my fellow Queenslander, Subway face melt. A huge sigh of relief. Apply. I just love that they'd rather fly to New Zealand and New Caledonia than Western Australia. Yeah, I guess they don't like the draconian gun laws over there as well. I don't know. To be honest, I'm just kind of joking. I don't mind them, but I do think I would like to, I don't know. Not going to get into politics. Anyway, just love that they'd rather fly to New Zealand and New Caledonia than Western Australia. Yeah. I don't know. What kind of a joke. What kind of a joke could I say? Oh, I could pretend that they're like you know, authoritarian. I don't know. Dive bombing psychos. Um, yeah. Well, kinda. They do dive bomb a little bit, and they can if you don't know any of them. If you don't if you're not familiar with plovers, like it not. I mean, no. I'm getting all over hyped up a little bit. Yeah. If you don't know. No, if they don't know you, if you guys have you've never met the plovers, then yeah, they will be psycho. But if you leave them alone, they'll be fine. My Staffy Buddha hates plovers. When he hears them, he gets pissed off. Gotta listen to this down low. Oh, Staffy, that's a dog. Yeah, my dog, surprisingly, doesn't care. Though, I mean, he's a border collie, and the plovers stay away. Stay in the other field. My dog surprisingly doesn't care. Don't tend to encroach on. I have a little bit of a story. A lot of that footage in there was me trying to get close enough to the plovers to feed them. And at first, I was like wearing this like jumper, this puffy jumper with a hoodie, just so I wouldn't get swooped. Like that's how kind of scared I was. But then once I got really close, it was like they barely even swooped that close. I just stayed near the fence so they wouldn't get to me. You see that fence in the thumbnail? Like that was the fence I was crawling next to. And I'm not kidding either. Though obviously I photoshopped that in. They are very territorial. My neighbour feeds them occasionally worms when gardening, and I dare not go over if one is there. One had my daughters bailed up, and she had to get in the car down the road. Give me Maggie's any day. Yeah, I can understand that. Though, it kind of depends, I'd say. It depends on how much they know you. Though, I will say, my emerge... What does that mean? Anyway, I'm just thinking. Yeah, I had an experience when I was a kid where a magpie, grazed the side of my cheek. It was my right cheek. I can still remember. Like I was in the park. I should put on some. No, I'm not. I can't do music. Yet. Very territorial. My neighbour feeds him occasionally worms when gardening, and I do not go. I find it. I actually saw that. I saw a video of someone feeding plovers and their chicks, and kind of surprised me that they got that close. And I wanted. That's why I wanted to try that. I had much worse experiences with magpies and birds and blue. I was born and raised in Western Australia. I'm travelling interstate on my own for the first time ever, spending some time in Queensland. Imagine my shock and confusion when this strange creature refused to move from my car. And then I tried to cautiously drive around the bird. It began to screech and hiss with its wings raised. I thought that perhaps this one individual bird had some kind of issue, like bird rabies. Alas, the same thing happened to me with a different bird the very next day. Then this video appears in my recommendations. Oh god. Yes, it's the algorithm. It's the damn algorithm. I bet that bird built its nest right in the middle of the road. Like, right in the middle. You'd get fried eggs if you do that. Damn algorithm. There are 3 pairs when I walk my dog at night. One pair follows me on foot pretty regularly. They let me get within a couple of meters away from them as well. That's with my massive dog. So they're curious creatures. They're also very intelligent. They tend to nest in traffic islands around here, or by the side of the roads. How many dead plovers / Mars lapwings have you seen dead on the road? Me? Never seen one dead on the road, and I'm 53. Yeah, me neither. I haven't seen one. I think it shows you that animals are actually not as stupid as people think they are. And I mean most animals. What I've kind of come to realize is that most animals, they know what their evolution, says that they need to know. And some animal species definitely have the ability to... Some animal species have more of an ability to adapt to the modern world and understand it, and possibly even pass on that knowledge to its offspring. They have that more than others. And I think plovers are an example of that. However, I'm not a scientist, so I don't know completely. This is just my observations. Reply. I've never seen a dead plover either, which hadn't really occurred to me until I read your comment. I'm in love with a couple that nest up our street. They've been there almost 8 years, so maybe it's the offspring nesting there now. I don't know, I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember, because I made this video like over a year ago, and I've kind of just put the knowledge in the back of my mind. But I have the hard drive with all the research on it. Well, actually, the research is in the description, so check it out if you watch the video. But I thought they lived for like 20 years or something. Though that might be just magpies. I don't know. I can't remember. But our whole street slows down for them in peak time. Oh, that's so wholesome, isn't it? That is absolutely wholesome. They have chicks multiple times in a season. Sadly, there's roaming pets that hassle them some nights, and some of the chicks do disappear. It breaks my heart. My dog and I go looking for the outdoor cats to spook off if the lapwings are freaking out at night. Mostly they do an excellent job of keeping everyone away. So personally I think that it's most likely snakes that get the chicks while they're small. We have gum trees along the back of the streets, and even though it's urban, we have a huge kookaburra group. They always worry me when they're hunting in my yard or the ones either side. I know there's browns, pythons, tree snakes, and a river a few blocks away. Gets red bellies sometimes too. Thank God I don't see them near my house. But they're there definitely. The MLWs roam down one side. I think that means mother lapwings. Other side of our streets, eating all the worms and grubs. They're so sweet and kind to each other. I like watching them after a summer evening of storm/showers. Such a shame people are so scared of them, in my opinion. I won't do that again. Oh, we won't joke again. I like your jokes, though. I like joking. That's fun. They're so sweet and kind to each other. I like watching them after a summer evening storm/showers. Such a shame people are so scared of them, in my opinion. Yeah. Though, I can understand, though, if you've had bad experiences with them. That's one thing I will say. In fact, such a shame people are so scared of them. I have a bigger issue with the noisy miners. Yeah, they can be a pain. We get Indian miners around about where I live. They're like noisy miners, but I think they look darker. They have darker feathers, and they're an actual like pest with a bounty on them apparently. Though don't take that 100% for fact. I've just heard that's what my dad said. Our indoor-only cats get hassled and swooped off the windowsills every darn day. Damn, that sucks. Oh my god. They swoop my dog when he's out the back, even if he's got no idea they're close by. Little bastards. Oh, you don't have to... Well, actually, I think I have kind of made it that it filters out potentially inappropriate comments. I think I have made it that Yeah, noisy miners are native Indian miners are introduced pest species. Yeah. Thanks for correcting me on that. I appreciate that. But whether they have a bounty on them, I don't know. Such a shame people... They swoop my dog when he's out back, even if he's got no idea they're close by. Little bastards. Oh, as I was saying, yeah, there is going to be a line drawn in this regard, but, like, I don't mind if you use, like, minor swear words and stuff like that, you know. I don't mind if... Though, obviously, it's probably... I might have to do it where I allow all comments, but I'll have, like, certain words, like, really awful words omitted, you know. Like Collingwood. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Let's see. And they're pushing a lot of local birds out slowly. That is really sad, honestly. It hurts me to see destruction of the environment. It really does. Especially next door. Our neighbours, well, across the street, they've been knocking down a bunch of trees, and I've been feeling really shit about it, but I can't do anything about it. Well, almost can't do anything about it. I don't know what to do about it. But they have actually kept some trees, so you never know. And plus, it's all what's done is done. What's done is done, and it's only a small amount of land as well, so that kind of made me feel a bit better. Slowly the rosellas have gone last year. The lorikeets are struggling because of them and that virus problem. The corellas seem undeterred, but they can be just as big of a nuisance too. Yeah. Well, corellas. I'm trying to think what they are. I can't remember. Just trying to think about what they look like, that's the thing. Oh yeah, I use DuckDuckGo, by the way, if you're wondering. Them. They look nice, but yeah. I will say, I like my natural diversity, that's the thing. Like, when it comes to the environment, Lol, their weight varies between 191 and 412 grams, so there's absolutely no... I never said that. I never said that. That's just what my sources say. That's just what my sources say. Gee, and I thought I was autistic. Got war flashbacks the second I heard those horrible cries. You might need to pay me some of my therapy. Well, that's if I can afford it. I probably couldn't afford. Oh God. I might give that one a love heart. That's pretty funny. Plovers are the dumbest birds out there. Well, I wouldn't say the dumbest, or I don't know. I'm working heavy vehicle transport yards for 30 years, and I can always count out these stupid idiot birds to build their nests and lay their eggs in the middle of the yard. Where trucks are driving. And after the chicks hatch, these stupid moron birds strut around the yard for many more months like they own it. And bridge up while we're driving through the yard, or reversing our semis and V-doubles slowly into the park. For many years I used to dodge them and avoid them. Now I just keep going, and we find out that they are lucky Darwin Award winners of the day. Oh, the lucky Darwin Award. Oh my God. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know if they're just like, if it's them being really dumb, or if it's them somehow being really smart because they know that no other animal will nest there. I think it's them. It could be them overthinking. For your information, South Australia does exist, and masked lapwings, our old mates, the plovers, are common here too and always have been. Just my 2 bobs worth. And for the record, I love plovers for their plucky nature. What other bird would nest in the middle of a car park, with their eggs precariously placed in the gaping cracks in the bitumen in the base of a tree, year after year, and have the cheek to scream abuse at each other at every car that goes by? That was my work car park some years ago, and our groundsman would put bunting around these trees to protect the nest. Gotta love them. I just reiterate my sources. Then. Thanks for the feedback. I appreciate it. They nested on my lawn, developed a fond affinity towards them, a mutual respect. Wouldn't swoop when I brought the bins out, though couldn't say the same for the junk mail guy. Yeah, that's one thing I've seen. You definitely see it on the news with magpies and all them like swooping birds. They I just needed a sip. They swoop the posties and all that. It's pretty hilarious. Though I do feel bad for the posties. I do feel bad for them. They nested on my lawn. Oh yeah. 3 eggs, 3 hatchlings, affectionately named Donald Plover. I like that reference, like Donald Duck. HP Lovercraft. And Live Laugh Plov. Love them nicknames. Oh, no, not nicknames. Love them names. Brilliant. Oh, do the love heart. Donald Glover. Donald Plover. I don't know. I would have just stuck with Donald Plov. Absolutely love these birds, even though they can be annoying assholes sometimes. We've saved and hatched 6 plover chicks in the past. Our neighbours' kids like to smash their nest up every year, so we save what they can. What kind of kid does that? Like, even when I was a kid, I never... Though I was kind of, like, sensitive, you know, I was the kid that, you know, we lived on a beach for 5 years, if you watch my first ever video, which I would suggest you check out. You watch the video, I lived at a beach for, like, 5 years, and I was the type of kid that, literally never, like, almost never actually went for big swims. I used to at first, like with the fam, but then after a while I kind of was like, ugh, seaweed, disgusting. Yeah, if I was the parents of those kids, I would not be happy. Oh, what kind of child does that? Must be spoiled little brats. Oh wow, they're horrid little buggers. The kids, not the burbs. Sad face. Crying face. Have you reported them anonymously to your council? If you email them photos and videos of the kids and can say where they'd be, they'll track them down hopefully. Or is that just one for domestic animals causing problems? Poor birdies. I don't think kids could actually get punished for that. Well, I had one actually try to take on forklifts and trucks during breeding season. Oh, I could imagine that. I saw a video where it was like this guy who was like, I think, lawn maintenance in the park. Like, he was on some sort of like golf buggy or something. Maybe it was even a full-on car. And the plover was just you know, opening its wings, doing all that. Noisy sky rats. They can go in the bin with the maggies. No. I don't like that. They can be noisy, but for the most part, they're not too bad. They're not persistently noisy. Actually, I shouldn't dislike. People have the right to comment. I think I just realized what that live chat was saying. Who it could have been. Is Donald Glover a real person? We will have to see. Oh, yes. Yes, he is. I can't believe I didn't think that was a possibility. Nice. Update. Tasmania is also part of Australia and has plovers. Yeah, I didn't realise there would be so many edgy edgelord like Tasmanians in my comments. Lethal Weapon movies. Oh, yes. Hang on. If that's the same guy, I don't know. Lethal Weapon. Let's see. Cast. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We got to keep reading comments. Update Tasmania. I love some people though. Yeah, I will say when we get to the next most viewed video, the Valheim video, the comments are probably gonna be a lot more spicy. Though it depends on how long I'm gonna do the stream. Probably like 2 hours, I guess. Probably about 2 hours, and I'll probably have a shit ton more comments to read. Love these crazy floofs. Very misunderstood birds. Seen some nasty people and children doing horrible things to them. Great video. I wish more people would learn about our Australian critters and birds. Great video. Oh, I appreciate that. There's a lot of disgruntled plover lovers from Tasmania in the comments in this video. Yeah, I do feel bad about omitting Tasmania, and I don't think I made the same mistake in my magpies video. So yeah. Love these crazy floofs. Very misunderstood. Gonna give it the love heart. Thanks very much. Much worse stuff than plovers could be ever capable of. All you need to do is just watch the news. We have a couple at our local park on one of the ovals. They mostly seem to keep themselves to themselves, but get narky when dogs run at them. Yeah, that's pretty understandable. You know, dogs can be little pricks. In fact, I kind of saw a video. It's borderline animal cruelty in a way. Where it was like, the guy had this like dog, it looked like a pitty or something, I don't know. And he was like playing fetch with it, and he threw the stick or whatever the dog was fetching in the plover's direction. No, I think that's pretty fucked up in my opinion. Oh, did I swear? Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. I swear on my live streams. I beep them out. I beep them out in my videos just because I think it sounds funny. There's a channel that does like game reviews called Worth a Buy. I used to like his older stuff, his older videos, because he was more like edgy back then. He was less bought, in my opinion. You may notice them when you go to work or school. Super scary screen-based jump scare for a 1/10 of a second. Yeah, I got that from a YouTuber I call Mumkey Jones. Now, if you don't know, one of my side hobbies, one of the things I like is like criminology. One of the specific cases I used to be into back in 2019 was the case of Elliot Rodger, and that's because I was a bit of a loner myself back then, and I saw Mumkey Jones's video on him, like the one where it was like the worst night of his life, and it was like the 20-year-old, like the guy was trying to get laid, and if not, he was gonna, murder the whole party or something like that, and then it had like a brief. But yeah, that's one of the things I'm into. Obviously, what ER did was disgusting, and I could never condone that ever. I can condemn it, and I will. I will condemn it forever. You may notice them when you go. Yeah, you probably shouldn't watch my magpie video then. The masked lapwings are the Nazis of the sky. Yeah, but did masked lapwings kill like 6 million Jews? But then again, that's me being autistic. Probably a bit of... Yeah, I just say a bit. I really do not care. I can't find it now, and I read it over 10 years ago, but one of my birdwatching handbooks had a note that masked lapwings were separated from plovers in the 60s. Genetic testing showed they belonged in Villanelle, not Charadrione. Could have used it as a source. Yeah, that would have been really helpful. Like, I really needed a source about that, you know? Recently, I encountered an angry plover at night. I was just walking home at night and it came into the middle of the street, charging towards me. Jesus Christ. Hi, Yo-Yo. How are you doing today? I appreciate everyone who chats with me. Eventually, if I get big enough, I probably won't be able to read all of the chats though. So, you could just keep me as like that nice little secret, Though the algorithm kind of gave me 150,000 views. Was walking at home and then came into the middle of the street, charging towards me. Have to admit, it was scary as it seemed intent on attacking me. Thought it might peck me to death. Okay, this can't be real. My first thought was to turn around and go the long way, but then I hatched a plan. I would act as the biggest bird ever and give it a fright. So I started flapping my arms like wings and squawking. I kept walking towards it and it retreated to the side of the road. If it happens again, I won't hesitate to use the same strategy. Oh, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Just reading some comments live. Reading them live. Finished my uni degree, which is good. Though conferral date's in another 9 days. Which is when I actually get when I can actually access the certificate, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, apart from that, I've been doing pretty well for myself. If it happens again, I won't hesitate to use the same strategy. Yeah, that's a pretty good. In year 3, a plover stole the bucket hat off my head and plopped it in the neighbour's garden next to the school oval. The teacher on duty saw, and the neighbour that we had to retrieve it from believed nothing of it. Watch ranking Terraria classes from worst to best. Yeah, that one's a pretty good one, I think. I mainly delved into like the gaming content because of my Valheim video. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a bachelor's degree in digital media. It was not as hard to get as I thought it would be. And I studied at like Central Queensland University, and they're a very inclusive university, but this year they decided to add in like multi-factor authentication, which really, really annoys the hell out of me. Because I like having my phone on the charge. But then again, that I don't want to overcharge my phone. Shit. Where is the... No, I was going to put like a love heart or something. Maybe I could. Yeah, I'll do that. Since that traumatic event, I will have a strong hatred towards these masked bandits. Yeah, life experiences do that to you, don't they? Yeah, I almost thought I was going to fail one of my final subjects. My collaborative project was a disaster. Like, my teammates were pretty useless. Well, one of them was alright, but the other one was just completely useless. You missed Tassie, you goof. They're definitely here too. Love that. Love that. Goof. Oh. Yeah, sorry about that. I have a pair who come to meet with me each time I go outside, and when they have babies, they bring them over here just to have a single. Just had a single chick, and it has been over to my place and out into the backyard, being chaperoned by its parents. Yeah, they do walk around quite a lot, don't they? I've seen them go into our neighbour's property as well, from right in the middle of our yard, or even on the complete other side of the yard as well. They let me know if there are goannas or snakes about. I've 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 had quite a few scary experiences with snakes, let me tell you. If there are any non-Aussies in here, these experiences that I've had have only been in the last year or two. But there was one time, so we have our living room. It's right outside my bedroom. I don't do a house tour. I might one day if I get super big. But there's a living room, and next to it, like, we have the TV and all that, and there's a like big sliding door that leads out to our backyard. So one day I go out the sliding door. To my left, there's this big ass snake. There's this massive snake, and of course I spot it like right when I'm on the ledge, so I fall over and I panic. It was terrifying, but it just kind of made me realize there's like this instinct inside of you that just panics no matter what. So it's like you could imagine yourself being in some sort of like natural disaster or something and being completely calm, but you don't know how you'll react until you're actually there. And then I had a snake fall out of a tree once, right next to me. Then I had another snake that crawled right underneath my legs, and it was scary. It was very scary experiences, and I made sure from that point on, I made sure to always wear my boots outside, or thongs, or shoes of sorts. That's why I wear boots. And in fact, I very rarely actually touch grass when I go outside. Yeah. Hello, fellow Australian. Hello, Simon. I appreciate the chats. Yes, if you heard my snake story, then yeah, a bit about that. They nest in the same place each year. Yeah, that is kind of true. In fact, I got video footage. It's actually the video after I released this one. I managed to find some like plover chicks, and they were so adorable. I've had some scary. If only the plovers were close enough to my door. If only the plovers were close enough so they could have warned me. They are good security alarms. You know if something or someone is about at night. Yeah, I have heard them at night a couple of times. In fact, one time Dad just said, "Oh, shut up," like he was talking to one of our cows who likes to moo a lot. He's like this big black one without horns. We keep three of them to keep the grass nice and thin. Well, not thin, but nice and short. It's kind of like a rescue thing in a way. Uh, yeah, but that cow keeps on mooing a lot because he wants food. Trust me, he's not hungry. He's like fat as fuck. In fact, I'd say he's the fattest one of the three. But he constantly, well, it doesn't constantly actually. He has times where he moves, like in the afternoon and all that. And he does it even when there's like beautiful, luscious, thick grass. But yeah, he went like that once. They're good security alarms. Yeah, they are. They are very good. I really don't care what they're motivated by. My friend and her children cannot use their back garden at all when they're nesting. Yeah, it's a shame about that, but maybe you could try, you could just like try, if there's like a porch, you could just sit there for a while. Maybe that could like familiarize them. Um, Anyone ever eat one of these bastards? I think that might be illegal actually, because I've heard that it's illegal eat. Yeah, I think it's illegal to catch and eat native birds. Um, don't be afraid of these guys or magpies. Magpies and plovers are quite smart. I find that they understand my intent very easily. First things first, plovers only swoop if you're really close to the nest, yeah. Otherwise, they fake it. Yeah, they do fake it. In fact, that was that footage at the beginning. You know, it's a little compilation. I could not get any other, like, any footage of them really badly swooping. Like, that was the most I could get, was them doing their little fake swooping, like, just coming above me, like, I'd say it was probably about 5 meters above the ground they were flying. Maybe a bit more, a bit less. Well, sometimes. Otherwise, it's fake. By that I mean they'll walk slowly and act kind of frail in an attempt to make predators think they're easy prey. They'll lead you away from the nest. Oh, I actually saw that. I actually saw that in another video. There was this guy. There was this guy who was like going towards them, and they were like in a lawn in the middle of a city or something. Could have been Sydney or Melbourne, I don't know. But yeah, he got close to them, and the plover was like acting like it had a broken wing and all that sort of stuff. If you're close, however, they will swoop, but very rarely hit you. They don't really want to. It's a waste of energy and allows potential injury. They can hit you, but it's unlikely unless you're directly on the nest area. If they start to swoop, don't become erratic. Don't get scared and start ducking and shit like that. All that's going to do is make them swoop more. Stand your ground but adjust course. They have good memories. They can tell the difference between you and all the stupid neighborhood kids that fuck with them. Yeah. It kind of explains why they're so friendly to us in a way. Plovers, they're just really nice to me. Same as magpies. Hell, the other day one swooped my daughter, so we stopped. I looked at the bird for a second, then turned and walked, and it didn't keep swooping. Wow. It's interesting. Best comment on here. Hi, Inseek. How are you? I hope you're having a good morning. I was going to say, I think I missed the minute silence. But that's only by Queensland time. I did actually do it at 10 o'clock. I did it at 10 o'clock. That's why I started this stream at like 10:02. So I decided to do it an hour early by Queensland time, because in everywhere else it's daylight savings at the moment. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I appreciate it. I would say, some advice, like if you're in like a massive field with plovers. Oh yeah, this one, the John broke. Yeah, this one here. I get that. I kind of did know. Um, but yeah, I'd say the one bit of advice I had, like when I was approaching them, I pretty much crawled, and it was next to a fence as well. So if there's like a tree or something, then you could like shelter under that and just be nice and don't make any sudden movements. That's what I would say. Um, Feeding plovers, on the other hand, can be tricky, especially. Don't look them in the eyes. Yeah, that's definitely some good advice. Just don't be sus, okay? Just don't be sussy. Um, let's see. If you're deliberate in your movement and convey what you're doing, they're smart enough to pick that up. Feeding plovers, on the other hand, can be tricky, especially if you live in a busy area where there's lots of curious kids. It took me a few breeding seasons before they let me come close enough to put food, water near their nest. I actually think it might be like almost just as difficult for me, like when I was trying to feed them, just because they had so much space that they could walk away to, they had. Feeding plovers, on the other hand, let's see. Plovers are super paranoid. That's kind of why I made a bit of a Stalin joke in one of my shorts. Actually, no, I think I made that joke in the video itself. I said they're the bird equivalent of Joseph Stalin. If you don't know who he was, then I'd suggest doing a little bit of research on history. I'm not going to explain too much. All I'll say is he was paranoid. He purged his entire military in the 1930s or whatnot. Well, not the entire military. I think it was just the generals and stuff like that. And he might have he did a lot of atrocities and stuff like that. But I can't explain too much because there's a lot that I don't really know too much about. And plus, you need to talk to a historian about it as well. Um, Initially, I just did what I first said and made sure they knew what I was doing. They stopped swooping, but if I deliberately walked towards their nest, they still wouldn't allow that. At one point, I just decided, fuck it, I'll ignore their swoops and put the water food underneath the shade of the tree, which was about 2 feet away from their nest. I did that once a week while they had babies, to give them a break, and I didn't do it every day. Well, it did say once a week, which is fair enough. I would suggest not having one of them regular, bird, like ones that you have for the cages, like bird cages, one of them water things for the, like that. I'd have one where like the chicks can get out so they don't drown or whatnot. Did that once a week. After the third breeding season, they still made noise at me, but wouldn't swoop me when I got to. Oh, yeah, mum and dad are selling something at the moment, and that's probably what my dog's barking at the people. Sadly, I didn't have a chance to go further with them. I had to move. That's a shame, really. I have to say, it's really messed up the whole rental market and all that sort of stuff. I'm lucky because I've got really kind parents that that aren't threatening to kick me out or whatnot. In fact, I think they like it that I'm here, but I also do my fair share of work as well. I'm pretty much the only one that uh, does a lot of stuff. And I don't bother them either too much. I think they're really attached to me, probably because of the way I am. I got a feeling it was much higher. Anyway, I was saying I feel really bad for any of you guys that are renting or that are, that are struggling with this whole housing crisis. If I ever win the lottery or whatever, if I ever win the lottery, I'm gonna buy like this huge acreage or whatnot, and then I'm gonna see what I can do to allow people to like stay on it or whatnot. But that's just a hypothetical. Who knows if I'll ever be able to even do that, if I'll ever get that much money, but so be it. One point I just decided, no. Got a feeling it was much harder with ours though, because one idiot kid kept chasing them with sticks. I'd stop her whenever I could, but I wasn't always there. Yeah, kids can be little shits, can't they? I thought I was a little. I thought I was a little shit as a kid, but I was just kind of antisocial, and the kids at my school didn't understand how to deal with me. So I totally don't blame them anymore. Like, I hated a lot of them, but I don't blame them anymore. In fact, I'm friends with some of them still, which is good. Got a feeling it was much harder. Because even still with that kid's bullshit, they wouldn't sweep me while I was just walking through the field. That kid, though, couldn't step a foot onto the grass without the birds going nuts. Definition is flawed. Yeah, I will say intelligence isn't necessarily about what you know, it's about how you can acquire the knowledge and also how you use the knowledge that you can acquire and like your ability to like think on the spot, that kind of thing. And I think in a lot of ways animals are actually quite smart. But it's also it's an evolutionary thing, I think. We love plovers. They are they are so cheeky. I don't know. I don't know what that says. I don't know what that says. Saw plovers versus actually no. Saw plovers versus Maggie battle last week. Poor baby Maggie got messed up bad. No, I'm not gonna do that reference. Feels bad reading this. They don't swoop in northern New Zealand, and when they notice predators, if the chick is out of the egg, the parents fly away and the chick hunkers down in the same spot you saw the lapwing split up from. The chicks will not acknowledge you at the and all very snobby kids. Yeah, that's true. What was I gonna say? I did see that quite a bit. I saw them like the adults going around in like a circular pattern. It was like one of them would swoop from one side and the other would swoop from the other side, almost at the same time. Sometimes at different times as well, though. And sometimes they'd even come in at like 90 degree angle away from each other. Like imagine yourself and it's like a circle. Imagine the circle being the radius of where you are, and like one of them comes in from the top and the other comes in from like 90 degrees. Yeah, you get what I mean. You get what I mean. They don't swoop in Northland, New Zealand, and when they notice predators, if the chick is out of the egg, the parents fly away and the chick hunkers down in the same spot you saw the lapwing split up from. The chicks will not acknowledge you. Oh, very snobby kids. Yeah, that's true. They won't. We had plovers in our street. I mean, masked lapwing. Call them plovers if you want. It really doesn't matter. They had 4 babies. Dad died, and 3 of the babies died. Oh, that sucks, man. The mum was so devoted to that little baby. It was awesome to see the little one grow up. They shouted at us at first, but after a while, they didn't care that we passed them every day. I did pass another couple in the area I was walking. These 2 little feckers swooped immediately, scared the shit out of me. It's interesting to read all the stories about you know, all you guys' experiences with plovers. It's 11:15, and I've been going at this for over an hour. That's all good. I'm in Australia and never seen one. Must live in Tassie. I live in Cairns. There are masked lapwings everywhere. I absolutely adore them. I just wish they didn't live on every corner of every main road. I can understand that. It's almost like ibises in a way. Ibises live absolutely everywhere. In fact, all I had to do for that ibis video, and that was a uni assignment, so it's obviously not as good quality as like my other other stuff. Yes. I was waiting for a comment like that. The Tassie thing. Saw a baby for the first time in a week. Yeah, it's kind of like ibises in a way. You know, all I had to do to film for that video was just step outside. That's literally all I had to do. But though I did sometimes go to like parks and stuff. If you're wondering, the 2 parks, the one with the huge colony of ibises, that shot that was filmed at North Bundy, the Hinkler Park. We can have a quick look if you. Nah, I don't know. Might not have a look. But yeah, and the second one, the one where it had the bench and like the short grass, that was at Baldwin Swamp. In fact, if you see there's like one person walking in the background, she actually came up to me and had a quick chat, and I told her what I was up to, and she appreciated it, which is good. She was like an old lady, which was nice. And yeah, if you ever spot me and stuff like that, which you probably won't, you won't be able to because you don't know my face. That will come when I get bigger. Because just when I get bigger, okay? Live in Cairns. There are masked lapwings everywhere. Ooh. But yeah, if you ever come up to me, if you ever spot me or whatever, then you can say hi if you want. I'm chill. Stresses me out that they're going to be hit by a car, especially as everyone in Cairns drives like a lunatic. I saw a baby for the first time this week. It was the cutest little fluff ball, like a brown cotton wool ball on legs. Yeah, they are adorable. Yeah, I've never seen a dead plover on the road. There was a pair of masked lapwings in my primary school. The kids would scare them, but they never left the school the whole time I was there. They had a home and stayed there. And if you didn't chase them, they were some of the friendliest birds I've ever seen. Little bit of a story. So I'm sure you've heard of the recent bushfires that have happened around near where I live. Now, I used to go to the school that they actually mentioned in the local news, Goodwood State School. That was the school I went to when I lived down at Woodgate. Now, when plovers were nesting in the big field, the teachers, they told us about them, and they said the whole myth of like them having poisonous spurs. I have a feeling that's just a myth that they say just to get the kids to leave them alone, because you know you don't want to be poisoned now, do you? You don't want to be poisoned by a dart or whatever. If it was true, like if the spurs were poisonous, it would be like being hit with a poison dart almost, but. It's not. Anyway, didn't chase them. It's a pair of masked lapwings. We had them at the racetrack I rode horses on. No good on a young horse on fast work day getting attacked all the way down the straight. I feel for the horse, man. I feel sorry for the horse. Feel sorry for the horse. Yeah, I kind of feel bad for the horse. Like, and I'm not saying that to you know dunk on the person. But the thing is, like, if you're a person, you know more about it and that kind of thing. The horse, I feel like, wouldn't know as much about it. That depends if it's, like, the first time the horse is getting swooped by plovers. I will always remember that sharp beak heading for my face, and behind them, two heartless, steely eyes with murder on the agenda. Yes, the murder on the agenda. I swiped my bat at it, and for months afterwards, I could not visit one side of the dog park without a battle. I love many birds that people complain about: magpies, cockatoos, ibises, crows, brush turkeys, and noisy miners. Even pests like Indian miners that are cool little animals. But plovers/lapwings are psychos. Yeah, it's a life experience, I guess. Oh, I think I might have got another. Oh, I think every time that reloads, it's the comments. Oh no, I completely understand. Yeah, but it's there's more people on Earth than just you. At my school, kids would always throw shoes and stuff to anger the plovers that would nest there, so they could run away and when swooped, and it always made me so mad. That would make me mad too. Yeah, that would. It's... Yeah, the plovers, they should just migrate to my place. They should just migrate to my place. Though, to be fair, we do have quite a lot of cattle on our land at the moment, so that might not be the best idea. Yeah, that's another update. It's another freaking update. It's taking ages for the neighbour to get off his ass and, you know, do anything with us. Like, that's the thing, our fence has been busted and we gotta place a new one up. And it's like, the guy is just... It pisses me off. I have a feeling that fence will never get done. Well, it won't get done for now because we've got Willy Wagtails nesting in our tractor, of all places. It's got like a little roof. It's nesting on the metal bar underneath the roof. At a pizza shop I used to work at, a masked plover/lapwing decided to nest in the ceiling through a crack in the roof. You could hear the plover chicks through the ceiling in the back room. Every time we walked out the back to toss rubbish in the skip, we would get swooped. I still love these birds. Oh. It's interesting to hear. It's because I thought plovers only nested in the in open spaces. I have zero sympathy for the plovers decide to make the fairways at golf courses their homes. Oh, no, let's skip that one. The guy next door killed 2 plovers after he got dive bombed. He got charged by the police and a $5,000 fine and didn't pay it and ended up doing time. Found the chicks looked like 3-inch tall emus. I looked after them till it was time for them to fly away. That's one of the good things about plover chicks compared to like other birds is they don't actually well, you do look after them. That's a good thing. But the most you really need to do is look out for them. They feed by themselves pretty much an hour or so after they were born. I mentioned it in the video, so it's more accurate what I say in the video. But that's one of the good things about plover chicks. They don't need regurgitation. Great video, but we do have true plovers in southwestern Victoria and South Australia called hooded plovers. They are smaller than a lapwing, but similar looking, and they nest on beaches. They're actually an endangered species. Wait. Oh, close. Great videos, but we do have true plovers. Smaller than lapwings, but hooded plover. Let's actually have a look. I still use DuckDuckGo and Firefox. Firefox isn't actually that bad, if anyone wonders. Like, is that it? I wonder. We'll just click on the link here. Plovers. Oh, they actually look quite adorable. They don't look the same as, like, you know, lapwings, but that's the thing. Yeah, it's in the south and the southwest. I wonder if that's just less common or not there. And the ACT almost looks like it's no data available. That kind of shade. Habitat. It's funny the closed caption says plumbers instead of plovers. Yes, imagine a plover being an apprentice, getting the apprenticeship. I met a plover down at my local park a few years ago. She's very friendly and we've been hitting it off ever since. I invited her over to my place just last night and we had a juicy fish and chip dinner. We'll keep you guys updated as it's just hit November. I think that's a bit of a romantical joke. I don't know. I'm an autist, so it's like, yeah. I'll give that a like. Give it a love heart as well. Far out. I took this. Oh, I think he's referencing the dating section. Yeah. I thought that was pretty funny, that part. Oh, no, we're not almost at the end of that. We're not almost at the end. It's just loading. I was scared for a second. Wonderful depiction of these tyrant creatures. Tennis racket. Oh, I think I know what it's referencing. What they're referencing. Unlike a lot of people, I like plovers. Well, I'd say the majority of people in the comments, in these comment sections, or even in any comment sections where I see like plovers and all that sort of stuff, I'd say unlike a majority, I'd say like actually a majority of people in those kind of sections do like plovers. They seem all right. They seem to be like magpies and crows in that they can recognize you from other humans. I've had them nest next to my house, and they would leave me alone, but attack others. Their call really reminds you of Australia. I listened to an album by The Necks. I think it's called Townsville. They inject a plover's call into one of the pieces, and it just feels like home. Oh, I think I heard about that as well. I think my mum told me about that. That they had that there was like this artist that made Sounds of Australia or something like that, and it was in there. That was one thing. That was one thing I remember going overseas. I went to Greece and Italy back in 2016. I can't believe it's been 7 years. I cannot believe it. It was incredible. Like I at first I preferred Italy when I got back. I was like, which would I prefer, Greece or Italy? But now I look back on it and it's like I like Greece because it's more rustic. It feels less like they're trying to be pompous or whatever, you know? And it kind of reminded me more of home in a way, more of the countryside. Unlike a lot of people like, oh, yeah, I read that comment. Read that comment. Solely on them. Music used in chapter appearances. I'd have to double check that. See, I'm not an asshole. I'm gonna have the credits and all that. Oh, I should get rid of these chapters because they're actually automatically generated. Um, Groups that have migrated from Australia. Oh yeah, yeah, I know what it's called. It's called Amel by the Tides. It's a stock music that's from the YouTube audio library. Get them in our work sites here in Auckland, New Zealand. They generally only swoop at you when you get close to the nests. I had one female lapwing that would let me get within a meter of the nest, and we kept her safe till the eggs hatched. The chicks are cute, like a little fluffy yellow baubles on stilts. I never knew that they were called masked lapwings, so that's something new I learned today, and knowing that is half the battle. You missed a comment from above the music one you're checking now. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, the music one. I believe it's just with one M. Yeah, they're cute. They're cute, aren't they? The baby plovers. It's called Amel. Plovers, aka masked lapwings, are fucking scary, and I love birds. Magpies, my fave. Never swooped. Miners, never swooped. And I'm never swooped by any other bird. But these fuckers, I just can't enjoy a simple walk with my dog. They swoop to fucking breeding season, which is twice a year, for months at a time. My dog has PTSD because we are yelled at nearly every time we walk, even though we always take the dog the long way around. And if we accidentally get stuck in a place where we can no longer go around, etc., we are swooped. And that happens enough a year for me to dislike them. I dislike plovers. Their babies are adorable, and also I appreciate how good they are as parents. I also don't want anything bad to happen to them. I saw a squished one once, and it got me and got all the sads. I just want them to leave me and my gentle dog, who never ever ever chases birds, alone. Because he has actually been hit, bombarded, dive-bombed with contact by them on 2 separate occasions. And I have to carry his sticks to protect him, because they're trying to hit him and me. I understand that. And I can commend, I commend you for being able to dislike something but not actually wishing any harm onto them. I think that's incredibly mature as well from my point of view, though I'm only 23, so I'm not exactly one to judge someone else's maturity. But yeah, I think that's really, really honorable to say. Without actively wishing harm. I'm just trying to think of a way to say that sounds like I'm not being a smart ass or whatever. Let's comment. Reply. They say hi to me whenever I get in my car. Yes, that loud kek. I was gonna make a joke that plovers are from Kekistan, but yeah, I don't think that's a very good taste joke, but it doesn't really matter. We crossed paths today when walk across the road to get milk. Yeah, the audio, come on, man. The audio. What's wrong with it? I don't know. I have a feeling it's the jump scares thing, but yeah, this was over a year ago. I have a new mic now and all that sort of stuff. The sound effects, they're alright. Hey, they're all over Tasmania too. Also, thank you, Saint Tessa, for being a public subscriber. I appreciate that. But at the same time, I also know that you should keep your stuff private and all that. I keep my subscriptions private, and that's just because I just don't like having that information out there. That's just me. Hey, they're all over Tasmania too, lol. I forgot. I moved a chick off the road once. They didn't go for me. They just went on their way as a family. Yeah, it's almost as if they're not stupid or anything. Or not as stupid as people think, you know. I had two nesting in a field next to my house. They never bothered me when I sat at the fence. Yeah, it's interesting. They probably know, you know, who you are. I get PTSD every time I hear their screech. I have to pass them twice a week when going to sport, and I used to get swooped every time. That's a story I had in a magpie video. In the magpie video, towards the end, it was like when I used to live at Woodgate. There was this park that it wasn't next to my house, but it was close enough that I could just walk there and be there in like 5 minutes. Well, less than that actually, probably like 2 minutes or something. And there was one time there was these like, might have been pied butcher birds or something. They nested up in a tree near the bathroom, so we hid in the bathroom for like ages. And this was back in the day when, you know, you don't have phones, you know. I didn't get my first phone until I was like 15, 16. Had to get it for the Greece and Italy trip. And I kept it. I actually kept it until recently, the exact same phone. Like, it was an iPhone 6. Kept it until recently when the Wi-Fi the hotspot kept on fucking up on it. And I just had enough at one stage, and I just like threw it across the room, and the whole screen practically came off. It was an old piece of shit phone anyway, at that point. So I got a new one, thank goodness. I made sure not to spend more than $500 on it. That's my absolute limit for spending on a phone. I know phones are expensive. That's the one thing. I'm realistic enough to know that phones are expensive, and I wanted one that could do the hotspot thing, and also wanted it not to be an iPhone because I thought that Android OS was better. It is at the moment. It's all right. Anyway, at my school, at the Oval, we cannot play rugby because of these damn birds. I'm more of an AFL fan, myself. TBH. That's one thing. I'm like literally the only AFL I was the only AFL fan at Woodgate. Maybe not. Maybe there was one or two people, but and it's like all the power to you if you like rugby. Like, I don't mind it. In fact, I actually watched the second half of the NRL Grand Final, and it was spicy. I was kind of sad. I was barracking for the Broncos, mainly because I'm not really a big fan of dynasties. The only dynasty I want is for my team to get a dynasty, and if you're wondering, I'm a Blues fan, an AFL Blues fan. Worked on a golf course construction project which had a bunch of plovers and magpies. The magpies were kings and chased every type of bird away from their nesting areas, including a hawk and a drone. Wouldn't be surprised if I started missing more comments now, because it gets to the point where I'm like, a little bit of attrition. I'll probably end the stream at about 12:30, but that's just because I've got a few other things I need to do. I've got to clean out my room. Then I'll probably rest for a little bit. My next top quality video, that'll probably be out another half a week or so, I don't know. But yeah, I'm putting a lot of effort into it. It's almost 20 minutes long. That's just me though. I like putting a lot of effort into my stuff, and even if it does get me burnt out and whatnot, I like I like doing it because I'm kind of the philosophy that I like to like earn my stuff, you know. Loved it. There's some of my mum's retirement village that seem mild enough. Only they keep walking the chicks over the drain. Luckily, in view of a resident who will ask maintenance to risk their safety to rescue the kids. I actually saw a video of someone rescuing plover chicks. I don't play the videos right now because I don't want to, like, you know, copyright and all that sort of stuff. Also, we misname a few birds. I noticed they got top-notch pigeon. That's more, but I'm really tired. I'm tired too. Thanks for... Oh, no, not Kumed. Get the love heart there. Oh my word, I got flashbacks when I heard the bird calls. The little shits always showed up at my uni residential area and continually harassed anyone that went to the reception. Yeah, my uni was like, my uni is mostly trees, like lots of trees. In fact, I'd almost consider it a fire hazard in a way. And a fire actually almost got to my uni as well, so... Yeah, but there was a lot of noisy miners last time I went in there. Oh. But I could imagine how annoying it would be trying to navigate a uni residential area. Luckily, I won't have to do that ever. Navigating it while there's plovers, that's what I was... Luckily, I'll never have to do that again. I've seen plovers attacking cars because they're trying to cross a roundabout with their 3 kids. This is a level of parenting that should be taught in schools. Well, to an extent, I'd say you should be a protective parent, but you shouldn't go overboard. You should always, like... Because, you know, the term helicopter parenting and all that sort of stuff... It's another thing I will say. Whenever I hear about, like, incidents, you know, like, someone committing a crime or whatever, there's always going to be, like, someone who blames the parents. I just can't understand that because I know my parents were good, and I know to an extent, like, parenting does contribute. Like, if it's like if they're like an abusive parent or something, then I understand. But if it's like a case where like the kid grows up in a relatively nice life, you know, like the life I grew up in, and he does something shit like that, like, you know, killing someone or whatever, I find that there's no way you can blame the parents. Like, no way. And you know, I feel like I was raised almost like a spoilt brat in a way. You know, I could get what I want when I want, you know, yada yada. And there's times where it's like, I'll ask mum for something and she says, no, I won't do. Then after a while she comes in and says, oh, I'll do that for you. And I'm like, oh, okay. Thanks, but... You know, I've come to accept that you didn't want to do that, you know, and that's fine. Seen plovers attacking cars because they were trying to cross around. Oh yeah, that was the comment. Found in the East Kimberley, we have them at work. Multiple pairs breeding on the farm all year round. I think they must be used to me, as they don't see me as a threat and don't attack even when young kids. Or even when young ones are around. They even allow me to relocate their eggs when working the soil. That's actually... That's a level of trust that I would love to aspire towards. Excellent bit of information. I'll be educating fellow Aussies. Yeah. Make sure to actually, I might sound a bit like, I don't know. Thanks, I appreciate the feedback. Well, see, that's another thing. I always encourage people to do extra research as well, because like there's always a chance that I could be either wrong or biased or whatever, you know. Being chased by plovers in school in a big group was so fun. The mosh pit of death. Oh. The mosh pit of chaos, I'll say. That's because they're not plovers. They're not pluvers. Yeah, they're masked lapwings. My mate nearly got done by a plover today. It was going full speed at him, and we had to run because we got too close to a nest we didn't even know about. I'd say it was about a meter from getting his back. Oh my god. Yeah, they're sneaky little shits, aren't they? That's the thing as well. Very rarely, well, not very rarely, but in a majority of the time, you know, when you see plovers around, you don't actually see the nest. The nest is very well hidden. Though you can tell if you see one of them just sitting idly in one spot. Like I could tell where the nest was last time, because I saw one of the plovers was just like sitting there, and I was like, oh, that must be the nest. But that's something I will say. How are these plovers meant to... How can these plovers expect you to know where their nest is? We have them in South Australia. Yeah. I know. Tassie too. I forgot. I had to move a chick that wouldn't get off the driveway. Ball of fluff with 2 legs. A parent was there and complained, but didn't try to attack me. It's interesting. Tomorrow forever. I will say this. Try to live in the present, not in the future. Plubbers. I like that. Cute. Plovers sounds quite cute. I had to move a chick that wouldn't get off the driveway. Ball of fluff with 2 legs. The parent was there. Oh yeah, I already read that comment. I'm getting a bit tired, aren't I? Getting a little bit tired. My local Mars lapwings don't swoop me. This is because I say hello to them when I walk past their nesting areas. That's actually really cool. The most I've gotten is a warning call. That's cool. You see, animals aren't that stupid. They can discriminate. Well, though discrimination in an unjustified way is obviously bad, but that's the thing I will say. If you've got a proper, like, justified reason, then, like, do it, but in other circumstances, don't. And even then, if it's a proper justified, like, reason, not every single thing or one of that certain, with that certain attribute are going to be going to be like that though. That's the thing. Down at the park with my big retired racing greyhound, I saw two spaniels had flushed some plover chicks out of the bushes. They rushed to my dog, who was just standing there, and literally took shelter under him. Aww. The spaniels were too scared to approach, and their owner grabbed them, and off they went. Then Mum and Dad Plover returned. OMG, my poor dog was literally attacked by them. They pecked him, actually drawing blood. Oh my god. Ungrateful little shits. I was shocked and we quickly left being chased and pecked. For the next 3 years, yes, 3 years, we couldn't go to the park because the second they saw my dog, they would attack him. He had actually saved their chicks, but little did they care. Such cool video, man. I'm in New Zealand, and they often seen here when they live in where I live in Hawke's Bay. The other day, I saw two plovers freak out when a hawk flew over the area they didn't want him to. They mercilessly harassed him, dive-bombing him as he cruised through. He was cool, calm, and collected, giving slightly miffed head movements each time they caught up to him and tried to give him an on-the-wing stomp. Doing big circles and running up on him from behind. They left him alone after he flew past their invisible atmospheric boundary. It was quite amusing. I'm going to give that one a like as well. Masked lapwing. Masked lapwing. We have these little dive bombers on New Zealand too. They are a menace if you get near the nest by accident. And this. $4.43. Yes, I forgot about Tasmania. I know, I made a mistake. Nice work. Yeah, the love heart. Thanks so much. Yeah, I'll give it thanks so much. I think I'll end this at like 12 o'clock. And this is by Queensland time. If you can see the little. Oh, actually no, you can't. You can't see the clock. It says 11:56 at the moment. Don't mind a hooded plover, but these lapwings get stuffed. I have a family in my street. They started out aggressive but chilled out when they realized we weren't going to hurt them. You mean weren't, right? The PTSD I got when I heard the birds call. Haha! Yes, post-traumatic stress. Okay. Oh, wow. Epic Mealtime commenting on my video? No, I know it's not really Epic Mealtime. I'm not stupid. Okay, I literally had flashbacks when I heard their damn bird call. Like, I have such deep-seated memories of this damn bird, despite being on good terms with them. Was the weird kid that would collect the soccer ball next to their nest. Keck. I'll do the Kekistan joke. Kyrgyzstan. Reply. I was genuinely surprised when this video started getting a lot of views. It shocked me because it's an old video. Here on the Gold Coast, they seem to hang around roundabouts. Bit of a tongue twister there. Roundabouts. Like that song, you know, if you ever see that To Be Continued meme, the song is called Roundabout. Oh, I might get copyright. These birds are on the list of things I'd remove from the earth if I had a magic genie wishes. No money, none of that, just peace for all Australians at last. I respectfully disagree. They eat insects and stuff as well, so yeah. I had a bunch of plovers decide it was a great idea to nest right next to the road I walked on getting home from school. Like literally right next to it. One time they chased me and I ran. I could hear the bird was really close. Oh, it was close, really close, and could even hear its wings. Oh my god. But I, quote, outran it. So it was just bluffing, but I thought it did. That terrified me. After that, when I heard them, I would even find hiding places just to avoid alerting them. Another time, they had the idea to nest, or just patrol it, on someone's roof at the bottom of my driveway. That terrified me. I would use my neighbour's driveway and cut across into my property via their section of trees, just to try to avoid alerting the plovers on my location. Thankfully, I'm Tasmanian and the magpies here are nice. I don't have to worry about magpies, only plovers. And that'll be the last comment for today. I'm very tired. So I want to say thanks to everyone that came on. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a nice day. Goodbye.